Good morning, traders. Welcome back to another live stream. If you are new, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Before we hop on these charts on this beautiful Wednesday, June 3rd, make sure you view us on the screen. Trading's risky. Most traders do lose money. I'm not a financial advisor. I do not provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is suggestion or recommendation. Do anything at all. Make sure you always do your own research. Make your own dang trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts. And the affiliate and partnership disclaimer: this is I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Top 1 Futures, code RDF, and others. Can't be unbiased if I stand to make money, which I do. Very important for me to note that, for you to do your own dang research and make your own dang decisions. Chat, what's going on, guys? How we doing today? How we doing today? How are you guys making out? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's see who we got in chat. Say good morning, ASAP. While I throw the Discord in here. Boom. Andrew, Bags, what's up? Dre, what's going on, man? Nate, good morning, my brother, what's happening? Sam the Trader, my brother, what's happening? Fast Money Formula, Purple Ninja, Dwayne, Vincent, Mahin, NQ, Tom, we got everybody in here. Sloth Father on Cake, what's going on, guys? If I missed you, welcome, welcome, welcome. Got a couple minutes to NYSE open. Let's hop on these charts, man, see what we got going on. YM selling off. Last I saw, NQ pushing to the upside. Yeah, pushing the upside off of VWAP here. Let's take a look, man. Let's take a look. Gonna have to get some markup here really quick coming into the open. This is looking interesting on YM here, man. It's looking real interesting on YM here. Let's get some last minute markup rolling here, guys. Let's get prior day high, prior day low, overnight high, overnight low marked up here on YM. I'm using some objective levels with you guys, trying to keep things stupidly simple. Some basic objective levels, some simple discretionary zones as they set up. Where's our PDL? Bang, prior day low right in here. And this is still solid for our weekly volume profile, right? Just to double check this as we're getting ready to open up to the downside, man. I'm looking for a buy. I'm looking for a buy off of prior week value area high. This would be really, really nasty, but I'm looking for a buy down here. I just want to check one thing because I've been cranking out a whole bunch of videos, man. Been working on some stuff behind the scenes that I'm super excited about. Going to be bringing it to you guys next week. For those of you that are ready to level up. No, for those of you that are serious about trading. All right, we got about 60 seconds to NYSE open. I just want to do a quick double check to make sure I didn't jack up all my volume profile levels. I think they're in the right spots. Yeah. Prior week low, prior week value area low, prior week volume point of control, value area high, and prior week high. Okay, so those are in the right spots. Just wanted to double check that with a fixed range. Get out of here now. Fixed range volume profile. Cool. Choppy up here at all-time highs, selling off into the open. Like I said, guys, I'm looking for a long if we dump off the open for that classic mean reversion trade. We are dumping off the open here. Again, not aligned with NQ and ES, which we're pushing to the upside. I'm just going to run these over on the left-hand side here. Probably run ES over here on Bookmap. I'm looking for potential long back to VWAP. This is pretty aggressive into the open, but I'm looking for that long play. That might be all we get right there. I'm really zoomed out on the 15-minute. Chatty McChat. That's going to be the reversion right off of this, huh? So I'm going to need to adjust this overnight low level. Where's our 929 candle? This was our overnight low. We were pushing right into the lows as we came lower. We swept our Asia London low, which is marked off right here at this 51,073 level, right? Looking left on the 15-minute chart. Looking left on the 15-minute chart. Yeah, we just dipped our toe down here before popping back up, man. Like I said, I wanted longs off of this morning. Really simple coming into this, right? Overlapping volume points of control, big area, high volume node. Not going to need to sweep all the way down here, getting a stop way outside. You know, if we came all the way down to this big chunk of volume down here, I would have been out. But a little bit more out of this to dip to the downside would have given me the long. But we're not getting that. We're selling off into the open, right? Right into the open, and now we're reverting back up. And this is this beautiful mean reversion trade that I love on YM. It's just not going to give it to me this morning. As it really hasn't been. Honestly, YM pays me exceptionally well. For those of you guys that are new, I have taken a stupid amount of payouts this year. By quantity, by dollar amount, by getting moved to live accounts with prop firms. You know, I'm not one to like brag about stuff. I think you guys know the way I talk about my trading. I'm a regular idiot looking to make profit in the markets, right? I've been doing this a while. I've been in the market 6-7 years now. It's going on quite a while. Been on prop firms for quite a while. I've had some good successes in prop firm live accounts and sim accounts. What I do here on YM is very, very simple, and it really does pay me exceptionally well. It has to set up for me, though. It has to set up for me. I have to have the movement that I'm looking for, right? I do have discretion in my trading. This, again, is going to be one of those mornings where we get the mean reversion trade, the off of the open mean reversion, which I'm going to talk about in detail today so you guys know what the hell I'm talking about. It just did not give me the extension to the downside that I needed to structure risk. It didn't hit a level for me to trade off of, right? Just pulled it immediately into the open. We blasted lower for a split second. Did we even put a bearish 1 minute candle in? No. At 9:30, we didn't even put a bearish 1 minute candle in. So we kind of just turned on a dime, honestly. We did, if we look on like a stupid low time frame, we did like, no, we just opened up to the upside. We were selling off into the open at 9:30 and we cracked higher. So, you know, this has been happening a bit. You know, I don't want to start to get too aggressive and just, all right, 9:30 a.m., we're in long, right? You know, I find like if you don't give price a second, oftentimes you get cooked, right? You know, that can be not so great to trade the first 1 minute candle of NYSE session open. But this is the mean reversion play. This is the back to VWAP, you know, back up to this area of high volume, yesterday's volume point of control, this big chunk of volume right here for the 200 points that I look for. So it looks like we're gonna be stuck scalping NQ again, man. See if we can't do a little bit better than Monday, taking a face ripper for $1,000 and then not being able to trade any of our other accounts because we had issues, which I will talk about. Talk about Alpha Trader, Alpha Futures doing a solid. I was talking about that in Discord. I'm gonna update my message in there. They reset a bunch of accounts. Took me forever to get a hold of their support, but they did do right by me. Just gave me a whole bunch of resets on all the accounts that were struggling. Man, yeah, this is tough to watch right off the open. 934, and you know the mean reversion play has played out. You know, that's it. So let's talk about this, guys. Let's talk about this, guys. Here's what I'm looking for. All right, here's what I'm looking for. In case you missed it, in case you're new here, in case you hear me talking about it, you don't know, what I'm saying here, right? On YM, right? You know what? Let's do a little bit of a deep dive here, since now we're gonna be waiting for the market. Yeah, for the most part, guys, right? Market's gonna chop back and forth. Market's gonna trend to the upside, higher highs, higher lows. Market's gonna trend to the downside, right? Lower lows, lower highs. Pretty basic, right? You also are going to have kind of two styles of trading. You're either going to be looking for prices doing one thing or another, right? Chopping around, moving higher, moving lower, right? You're either going to be looking for a continuation to the downside or upside, right? Trading for a continuation of that movement. A breakout, some would say, right? But a continuation of whichever way you're identifying price is moving right here, right now. Right? Away from the mean, the average price, right? Continuing to move, continuing to go into price discovery mode. Or you're going to be looking for a, what? Mean reversion, right? A reversal style trade from the extreme back down to that middle ground, right? From the extreme back up to that middle ground, right? This is what I look for on YM off of NYSE Open. I find that plays out very, very, very often. Take a look at today as an example. What did we do, right? I'm not looking for a continuation of this trend to the downside where we are moving lower, breaking and retesting. I'm looking for a reversion where back up to the mean, area of high volume here, VWAP right in here, prior day's volume, point of control right in here. This one's annoying to watch, okay? That's what I'm talking about here on YM, right? Overall, my trading is stupidly simple. I was making a lot of videos. I'm going to make a follow-up one. My trading is stupidly simple, guys. At its core, I'm trading level to level. I'm literally just trading. You can call it support and resistance, right? Order blocks, supply and demand. I'm either going to buy, right, at a support zone, maybe sell at a support zone, flipped resistance, right? Or I'm going to do the same at a resistance zone, right? I'm either going to sell at an area of interest or maybe buy as we're moving up, right? It's either going to be a continuation style trade, a reversal style trade, right? Depending on whether I'm on YM or NQ and what the hell we're doing. But that's the core, right? Yeah, is there nuances in where the hell we're entering, right? Breaks and retest, right? As we're pulling back, like on YM, where the hell do we look to enter, you know, a reversion style trade on NQ? Where the hell do we look to enter a continuation style trade? Maybe as we're pulling back, hitting a value area high, and we're looking for buyers by way of some, you know, candlestick, or just reading price action, market structure, a little bit of volume, a little bit of order flow. Sure, of course. That's all the discretion that comes into this stuff, guys. But at its core, I really want to try to simplify my stuff. I know it might look complicated with some, you know, indicators on the chart, some tools. It's stupidly simple. Stupidly simple, man. A lot of the edge is coming within the discretion, right? These subtle nuances, the game of inches that we're playing, the structuring of risk, the consistency in the way that we're managing our trades, right? But trying to make a little bit more when we're right, lose a little bit less when we're wrong, and or win a little bit more often than we're right. Win a little bit more often of our trades, right? Create a positive win rate, all right? If we're not going to have that positive risk to reward, average win, average loss, you know, very, very simple. So again, what I look for, you know, on YM off of the open is a move away from VWAP into the open, right? A move away from VWAP to trade back towards VWAP, a move away from whatever area of high volume I've identified for the session, right? Also looking at prior day's session, area of high volume. Also looking at higher time frame, right? Are we in a range here? This would be the kind of the top end of the range. This would be the lower end of the range. Not to just draw lines all over my chart, right? I'm looking for a trade from the extremes. From the extremes. This being the extreme back to the middle ground. Okay, that's typically what I'm doing here on YM. A little bit higher time frame view. You know, 15-minute. That's just a preference. Hopefully that explains, you know, the basics. Again, gets more nuanced, right? When the hell do we actually press the buy and sell button? Where does the stop loss go? You know, when do we exit the trade, right? That's all the stuff that's going to make or lose money. But that's the basics of the approach. I think so many people have so much complicated BS they try to do, and I just don't find that it matters that much. So, long story short, that's a little bit of a breakdown. We could talk about this, you know, deeper. If you guys have questions, feel free to ask in the chat. Gonna hop back over to NQ eventually, man. We'll mark up NQ. We'll look to scalp a little bit. I'm not really gonna have a follow-up trade here on YM. That's the mean reversion that plays out. If I had to take a trade, gun to my head, it'd be short. It'd be short now for a retested VWAP. You know, moving lower. It's just not the play on YM. I don't have good success with that. I have better success on NQ, although I take a lot of wins and a lot of losses on NQ scalping. It's pretty damn aggressive. I'm going to move over to that pretty soon. Watch this for a little bit longer and see what you guys got. Morning. Hey, Stuart, when you're watching the farm. Awesome, dude. Yeah, Nate, I appreciate the invite, man. I appreciate the invite. Yeah, I've had a lot that I've been taking care of in the personal life, to be completely honest, outside of the travel and stuff that I'm working on for trading and content and all this fun stuff that I do. I've had a handful of different family things that I'm working on without going into too much detail. So I got my hands full at the moment trying to get caught up. But yeah, man, I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Dictator, what's up? What's up? Why you say 6-7? I don't even know what that is. I still don't even know what 6-7 is. Morning, gang. Crack Tire Weekly Open too. For sure. Morning all. Pam, what's happening? Roommate, will the market finally stop pumping? Why not long off overnight low? It was clean. Yeah, hindsight, this is clean, right? Hindsight, this is clean. Why not long off of overnight low? Just no movement off of the open in the direction that I like, right? Down towards that prior week value area high, big high volume node. We're selling off into the open, right? Outside of buying the open, literally buying 9:30 a.m., like immediately, which I also prefer not to do, right? You know, you're not going to get that trade, right? Overnight low, you know, was the 30-second candle as we're selling off, and we turned on a dime, right? So in hindsight, this does look beautiful. Like I said, for me, what I was waiting for, move right down in here, right? Move right down in here. And I think on another day, you know, this is just trading as a whole. On another day, you know, where, you know, I'm longing here and I look like a genius today for a move back up to VWAP. On another day, we sell off to this area of interest, right? And I'm stopped, you know, right here rather than entering where I would have liked to, where I would have liked to today, catching a beautiful trade back up to the upside, okay? So for me, you know, why not long off of overnight low today? Overnight low was the immediate low of the first 30-second 1-minute candle. We did crack it to the downside really aggressively at 9:30, right? Not enough of a zone there. Really not an area of interest just outside of overnight low to be hit. We're selling off really aggressively into the open. I'm looking for that to continue, you know, another 100 points to the downside to this nice chunk of volume down here, right? This really nice chunk of volume down here, and that's about as aggressive that I want to be. So for me, this is not a missed trade really any day of the week if we get something like that. A little bit different structure, right? For an overnight low forming, maybe we pull something like this, right? Like what would get me in? You know, maybe we pulled something like this. We have overnight low where it is down here today, right? You know, yes, we have our value area high, we have our high volume nodes, but before NYSE open, we pulled back up, right? We kind of are chopping a little bit more. Now we've got a nice area to come down here and sweep into the open. We sweep that overnight low, right? Maybe I'm inclined to get more aggressively long in here, right? You know, so just context and different structure. But for me, what I would find looking at this trade, right, if I reviewed this one, you know, trying to get super long, more often than not, if I'm buying the first 30-second candle or into pre-market, right, like buying pre-market to hold into NYSE open, it's a dicey play, man. It's a really dicey play, and I think my win rate will start to drop. In fact, you know, I've watched it start to drop. I'm looking for that really exaggerated move outside of VWAP, right? Rather than immediately back to it, right into the open to buy or sell into aggressively. Hopefully that answers the question. Good morning, Gus. What's up? For a break, what's up? What's going on, guys? We got some 9:45 news coming in here. Let's talk about what we got. No, 10 a.m. Today's Wednesday, June 3rd. Let's just talk about news real quick. We got 10 a.m. ISM services PMI coming up. Tomorrow we got unemployment claims at 8:30 a.m. Friday we have NFP at 8:30 a.m. I'm gonna hop over to NQ, guys. This was the mean reversion style play on YM. We talked about it a lot. I'm gonna hop over to NQ. Ooh. Nasty move to the downside here on NQ. Wow. Let's take a look at what we got. Let's do our markup on NQ here. Beautiful push to the upside. Let's go out to the daily first. Let's get this fresh chart marked up. See if we can't get scalpy on NQ. PDH. PDO. Overnight high, we're going to have to come back into like the 1 minute to be finding that. Looks like we broke it to the upside here. Oh my gosh, what a nice sweep of overnight high. Man, what a beautiful sweep of overnight high, and then just an insane reversal. Super, super nice. Wow. Coming all the way down to overnight low right now. And then I'm going to be looking at our current volume profile here. Wow, man, what an insane movement here. That would have been clean to the downside back towards VWAP. Really, really clean. Goodbye overnight low if you're looking for a reversal. I don't know about that now. This looks super heavy. Overnight low is always a really interesting spot on the chart, especially on NQ. There's a case to be made to try to buy into this, but I don't know that I want to get my face ripped off on this one, guys. That is aggressive. Let's go ahead and just mark up our current volume profile that is forming right now. Let's get some horizontal rays out here. Give you guys some levels, some sauce. I don't know why we went with that color with text. What am I usually doing? Let's get rid of this. Sorry guys, don't mean to make you dizzy. I'm just marking up some value area levels. I do like to do this manually, just so I can see what the heck we're looking at. You know, there's a couple tools you could use just to have that automated if you want. You know, prior day high and things like that, current volume point of control. I don't mind marking my chart up as we go. Watching that thing sell off though, that's pretty aggressive. Let's go, volume profile, current volume point of control. You don't need to mark these levels either. It's, you know, it's obviously it's on the chart right there. Wow. Wow, low time frames. Just taking a look at this to the downside, man. Man, somebody asked earlier, when is the chart gonna stop pushing to the upside? Kind of looks like right now. I think there's a case to be made to try to buy down here, man, to buy a beautiful dip, right? If you zoom out on the higher time frames, what have we been doing, right? Shorts just not paying at all. Longs absolutely getting paid here, right? So when you go from a really higher time frame view, that bias is to the upside. You know, there's a case to be made to look for that lower time frame move up. Maybe even a reversion just back in here below overnight low. Like right now, I don't know that I want to step in front of this, man. We already pushed to the upside off the open, cracked overnight high, cracked all-time highs. We came through VWAP with force. We got closures down below here now, getting ready to close out 5-minute candle into 9:50 a.m. I don't know that I want to step in front of this. I think there's definitely a case right now. I'll call it, right? If you want to look for a super aggressive buy the dip type of move outside here before we come all the way back down through yesterday's low, you know, this is your chance to try that. I think it's very aggressive, right? You are buying into really heavy selling pressure here, dropping off on cumulative volume delta on ES, which is following. Looks like YM rolled over a little bit. I have to come back to the chart and look at it. Absolutely a case to be made for the long, for a quick crack right back in here. We might see it. I'm just taking a look here as we're getting marked up. That's aggressive as all hell, man. There's your little scalpy movement back in if you want it. I don't know that I want to step in front of that. That's nasty, man. And there is not... Yeah, we could definitely pull all the way down to this level right in here, right? Volume points of control that we see. There's your quick crack back up into overnight low. Let's get ready here. Ooh, not that. No, where's my... There we go. Let's just see what this looks like. Yeah, man, I might have to run some micros in here. I might have to run some micros, boys and girls, after marking up the entire mini chart. Chart marked up, sweeping overnight low. What do we want to do here, boys? Boys and girls, do we want to continue lower? Or are we going to actually push right back up? You know, here's your chance for a really low time move back up. Maybe you wait for some buyers to step in after cracking overnight low. You wait for some sellers to step in after cracking overnight high, and you take a stupidly simple reversion style trade on NQ, right? You can see how that would have paid on both sides today. Probably just need to mark up YM and come over here to NQ quicker. But now that we have this type of movement, man. Now that we have this type of movement, I'm cautious here. Very cautious here. I think if we start to turn back down to the downside, could see the continuation lower. That's kind of what I'm watching for now. I don't know if we go blast right back through this area of low volume, like right back up to these lows, right back up to VWAP, or if we start to turn back down and we look to continue this move lower. But we are trying to make the case for that. Again, shorting all-time highs is a dicey play. Look at the trend to the upside that you're fighting for a short, but just looking at that movement, that's an aggressive move, man. It's a really aggressive move. Yeah, just to take a look at this. I'm not doing anything yet. I'm just measuring out volatility in a lazy way using TradingView's order card over here. Yeah, I don't know if I want to run 200 ticks in here today. Yeah, we're on the top one live. We'll get aggressive. I'm going to take the first trade on the top one live, kind of like I did on Monday, and then I'm going to hop over to Lucid, which is up and running. They've been up and running. It was just it was a contract, another contract that I had to sign from them. I like this short, guys. Just watching this move up here, man. Yeah, this is not looking bad for continuation of the downside. Stop right above. It's a little bit aggressive for it. I think I'm going to give this a second. I think I'm going to give this to 10 a.m. and see what we do. We are moving fast back and forth here. Thesis is now we swept both overnight high and overnight low. Asia, London high, Asia, London low. We are going to either rip back up to VWAP and just pull the dip down and flip this thing and keep grinding through all-time highs, or we're actually going to get a little bit of a continuation of the downside here. I'm looking to trade with this lower time frame trend, with this session trend for a move lower. I don't like fading NQ, but we're going to have to see here. I'm going to give this a second, though. I'm going to give this a second. I'm going to watch this price action down here. Chat! What's happening? Caught a nice short on ES. What's up, my guy? Wow, what a crash. I'm bullish, so I'll look for longs. YM, 50,900. Nice. I'm on this with an eval. Nice long. Awesome. That's the question. We look for a counter trend trade when the market is breaking highs every day, or only stick with longs. No. No. I will not look only for, longs. I will use the higher time frame trend within my trading, but I'm not only going to look for, longs or shorts based on, a higher time frame bias. I don't think that's a super healthy thing to do. Red for news at 5. Yeah, we got 10. 10 a.m. YM has orders at 51,000. Bookmap to keep. We'll see what is YM doing. Yeah, I'm gonna give this a second. I think, guys, we got news coming up at 10. YM mean reversion trade played, and then a move to the downside. ES. Beautiful sweep of these high time frame lows, and then a pullback in. What are we gonna do here? What are we going to do here? This feels like we want to come lower. Structurally looks like we want to come lower here. Here's my game plan on NQ, guys. I'm gonna give this till 10 a.m. We got 2 minutes till that nice hourly candle closure that so many of you guys love to look at. We also have ISM Services PMI, which is technically red folder news that somebody so graciously, or just nicely called out in the chat. I wouldn't consider that super high impact. It's not NFP, it's not CPI, PPI, it's not, FOMC, but it is higher impact, so I don't love to just intentionally trade into high impact news. But we're going to see what we can do on NQ here. We're in the top 1 live account. Going to take a nice aggressive scalp, and then we'll hop over to the Lucid accounts and take some aggressive scalps on those if the market starts setting up, which it actually is. Just wasn't watching NQ off of the open. Really clean reversions off of both of these. Now coming back down lower, trying to make the case for the extension down. Certainly a case to be made for just a continuation to the upside here, guys. I will say that this could turn into a really choppy back and forth day after we start to put this in. We got NFP on Friday. We're coming into some, lower volatility into the end of the week, just to talk about fundamentals and macro a little bit. Still a whole bunch of headline risk, right? We can get the U.S. administration saying anything they want to move the market all over the place. Conflict in the Middle East still moving the market all over the place, so we got to be, cautious of those just insane candles that print. But let's see, we got about 30 seconds here. 60 seconds till about red folder news. So let's see if we want to get any kind of reaction here. Honestly, what I'd like to see, if we just pull back in, we're kind of making the case for a choppy day, right? If we pull one of these and then we start to come right back down, I think I'm going to try to sell into that. If we form this low time frame structure to the downside, break a key level, try to hold it, buyers can't, they sweep highs, and then we get sellers taking it lower. I like that for that, simple continuation style short to the downside. Let's see what we get for this news. If we just break lower, it's just shorted on the way down. This was a nice turn right in here. I don't love that for a stop loss below VWAP. But let's see. See what the market's got for us here at 10 a.m. Heavy stack of orders back up there around VWAP as well. Not much down below. Taking a look at Bookmap for this one. Holding this overnight low level, at least for right now. Chat! Appreciate you guys hopping on, man. Welcome to the show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As I said earlier, as I said on IG in the main groups, man, we got some giveaways. Rolling later today on the live session. I'll let you know how to hop in those once we start doing it. But probably gonna have to smash the like button. I don't know. We got 13 likes and we got 50 people on here. Probably gonna have to run the likes up if we want to do some giveaways. Let's see if we get what I was talking about here. Take out some stops of people that are looking to get short on the way back down. Pop a little bit of liquidity. Maybe get that close to VWAP move for a continuation lower, right? We pop somewhere up in here. I'm going to look for a short into that selling pressure right on the way back down. Kind of the movement that I'm looking for here on NQ. I don't know that we don't just turn this into a choppy day, though, here, guys. This is interesting. We certainly could crack highs, crack lows, and then just drift for the all-time high, right? Like we talked about. You know, we got an insane uptrend that's just continued on NQ. Go ahead and adjust as more volume is printing on our volume profile here. Value area high, value area low, volume point of control on the 1 minute chart. Chat. Not doing anything just yet. Just looking at this for. Here we go, cracking this low time frame high. Looks like we do want to come up to grab some of that liquidity to the upside, or at least try. Orders getting pulled off on both of these. That looks like some spoofing. Orders getting pulled off on both ES and NQ. I'm watching Bookmap a little bit more today, guys, because we got orders all over the place. Big stacks of orders on all of these. And they're doing that. They're doing that. Which could be a little bit of manipulation. Do I want to try this short with a stop loss at VWAP? Not really. Not really. We crack a little bit higher. I might try this, guys, really aggressively without waiting for selling pressure on the way back down, because I don't know that I get an opportunity to do that. Is this just going to come right off of this overnight high level? It's a question. I'm looking at shorting this for the first play, guys. I'm going to right in here. I'm going to run this bad boy short. I'm taking it aggressively without waiting for a lot of selling pressure to come back in. I'm looking for this lower time frame trend to potentially continue. Was looking at a little bit of hesitation, a little bit of a Bookmap read on this one. If we have to come all the way back to VWAP, this area of high volume, I'm out for $1,000 on the top one live account, and I'll be hopping over to Lucid. But I'm gonna take this one short. I don't want to sit here and watch price action print for too much longer. I think if we're gonna turn to the downside, it'll be really aggressive. If we're gonna pop to the upside, it's gonna be really aggressive. I don't think this is gonna give me an opportunity to jump in short. I think, you know, if we print a candle to the downside, it's gonna be, you know, fairly quick and generate a pretty quick win. I won't be able to get short, right? I won't be able to do something like this, right? You know, we'll move away from me too quickly. So we swept this lower time frame high. I'm looking for this continuation lower based on this lower time frame trend, right? Based on this lower time frame trend. Swept overnight highs, aggressively broken retest VWAP, cracked right through overnight low. Found some buyers, not a whole lot of info on news. Let's see. No fixed take profit on this. We'd be looking for at least overnight low, if not a little bit of a push lower. If we start to turn to the downside really quickly, this is probably something I would go stop loss to break even on, because this would be a pretty clean invalidation point. But that's going to be play number one. If we push back up, other reason on this one, guys, if we push back up through VWAP, I don't have another trade immediately, right? If we push back up through VWAP, I'm just dead wrong. This is a long play, right? It's an overnight long, buy the dip really aggressively, hold on to it for a move all the way back through the high. I'm just on the wrong side of it. So in the interest of getting a trade on here, this is the only spot. I don't want one short down here around the lows. I'd like to be, you know, out for a win. I don't want one long or short here back at VWAP, right? So let's see what we can do. There we go. At least some initial buyers trying to step in and take this thing lower. Excuse me, sellers. Nope, not yet. Not yet. Low time frame scalping on NQ. Aggressive. Scalping with a mini here, guys. Not for the faint of heart. Like I said, I'm in the top 1 live account, trading this bad boy pretty damn aggressively. Gonna be into the Lucid live accounts next. Probably run some micros on those bad boys. Just don't have enough room. But I do like to swap back around across prop firms and trade them individually really aggressively. Super heavy cumulative volume delta, negative 12,000, dropped off like an absolute rock here on ES. Negative on NQ. You know, let's see, man. Let's see if it's just a dip buying opportunity. Again, guys, if we do get a crack lower really aggressively, I'm going to look for a manual close on something like this. I'm not going to run a fixed take profit because I would like a beautiful crack lower. I don't want to limit my upside potential, but just to talk about it, if we start to crack lower really quickly and move fast, which we're doing right now, I'm going to look for a quick close on this one. Would like a move back down around overnight low, potentially even lower. Let's see if we can get a little bit of continuation out of this. Like I said on this one as well, this is not a bad spot to go, you know, to look for a stop loss to break even if we start to get some movement here. We come back through these highs again, right? I do think we could dance up here. This is obviously a key spot. We come back through these highs again. You know, it could be a dicey play. Oh, that was looking nice for a beautiful move down. Not enough for me. Not enough to go stop loss to break even. Not enough to take profit. Not even a 1-to-1. You know, not coming back down to this area of interest. But seller's not enough to take it lower just yet. Might have to go and check out VWAP and give me the L. No stop loss to break even for me yet. Again, you know, not a trade that I want to be in higher. Not a whole lot of room if we do have to come higher, but not enough to give me profit on that. Not enough just yet. 37 points, 148 ticks. I got 200 ticks of risk on. Not quite enough. And sorry for not reading chat, guys, but with the low time frame stuff on NQ, I gotta watch. You know, if we get a quick crack out of this, I'm gonna want to close out or potentially manage. But let's see what trade number one's got for me. So far, looks like just continuing this lower time frame, developing now, trend to the upside, cracking highs one more time. Maybe. Let's see. Let's see. YM orders. We're talking about YM. Hard fighting the overall bullish, even though VWAP is screwed short. Yeah. Good morning. What's up? Fed member speaking still might affect the markets. Nice. When they are voting members, they do tend to influence the market. Yeah. Yeah. Not as much as as the main market influencer, the main market maker right now, but yes, they do. Yo, what's up? Can you explain your model? Go back earlier. Go back earlier in the session if you want. I go through my overall basic approach to the markets, right? I go over my basic, you know, general way that I read market structure and price action and approach the markets, right? I apply it a little bit differently on NQ, a little bit differently on YM. You know, much tighter time frame, higher frequency, scalpy style movements on NQ. But I think the best way to understand it is just watching live play out. Yeah, man, this was looking like we were gonna try to take it lower. This looks like lights out, though. I gotta be honest. Maybe we dip our toe outside of this area of low volume in here, but this is looking like lights out. We got our value area low here now. We got our current volume point of control. Whoa, that's buy stop. We We got our current volume point of control right where it is. No seller stepping in just yet. No seller stepping in just yet. Looks like it wants to check out VWAP. At this point, now that we're continuing higher, I'd be surprised if we didn't come all the way back up to this area. Not going to be a continuation lower. At least not for now. Not going to be a continuation lower. We break really aggressively, sweep highs. This is what I was shooting for right in here to continue lower. But we're not getting that. Not getting that just yet. 10-12, we're after that 10 a.m. time frame. Continuing back to the upside. Maybe going to be our IB low, where we want to put a big choppy session back in, and fading the extremes is going to be the move. It's what it's looking like to me, chat. But aggressive on NQ, like we said. Gonna get some lower time frame scalping in here. See what we can do. So far, I'm an L on Monday and an L on, well, we're not done yet, but an L on Wednesday. We'll see if we can't turn that. Both short. Buying NQ. Big surprise. Looks like the move. But I like this one. I like this one for sure. I do think on another day we get sellers to bring us right back through overnight low, and that generates a really, really aggressive move to the downside. This looked really, really nicely as we consolidated here. Pushed. Like I said, not enough to grab profit. You know, 145 ticks in my favor before cracking back up to the upside and going to sniff VWAP here. ES recovering with a super heavy CVD, holding on to that. But let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. See if we can't take a couple of W's, couple of L's, give out some accounts. Get ready, because unfortunately this one does look like we're not dead yet. Never say die, right? Does look like we want to test VWAP, so I'm getting ready to load up some Lucid accounts. That's gonna be next. Let's see who we got talking. We had Andrew saying we got some people talking here. Is your 11 on me Wednesday? Yeah, back up to VWAP. Looks like I'm gonna take the stop on this one. Let's see. There it is, boys. Out for 1,000, the top one live. Let's load up Lucid. See what we got next. Go ahead and mark this one out, though. Never fade NQ is going to be the eventually the way. Even on a crack through VWAP, breaking overnight low, pull back, and continuation style move. That's going to be L number 1. While we're waiting to load up some Lucid Live accounts without giving you guys my login and password, we got top 1 futures. Buy one, get one free is what they have rolling here, guys, today. Buy one, get one free. You heard right. These are on the Elite Access accounts, the $30 accounts. These are insanely cheap if you're looking for a very, very inexpensive way to jump into a eval. They do have a pretty high activation fee. They've got some consistency rules, some things like that. But if you want to check those out, code RDF going to get you the best deal. Link down below on the bottom of this video. All right, we are into, let me make sure I got this right. We are into, yeah, let's continue on the live account thing, man. We are into one of 2 Lucid Live accounts that I got rolling. I haven't really traded much at all. Yet. I'm going to trade these on MNQ. Trade these on MNQ. And man, I'd love to not have to mark this entire chart up again, which I don't think that I'm going to do. Just gonna mark out volume profile. Well, no, I'm gonna mark it up again. Who am I kidding? Let's mark it again. Not gonna take on, you know, tight $1,000 worth of risk. These are 50K live accounts. Just a little bit too aggressive. I'm not looking to hold on to these for forever. I'm looking to put profit in them quickly and fairly aggressively, but I would like to not lose them immediately. Let's see. Let's see. Trade number 1, L short on NQ on a nice break and retest for a continuation to the downside of this trend. Let's see. Let's see what we want to do. Back up to VWAP, back up to this area of high volume. Current volume point of control is a little bit hot. You know what? I'm going to get rid of this volume point of control because it's jumping around a little bit. Yeah, it's jumping around a little bit too much for my liking. Let's go ahead and just hide this for now. You can see it right here. Man, is it just going to be a dip down and then drift all the way back up? That's what it's making the case for. Just to start to map this out. I'm not taking a trade. I don't have a setup coming just yet, guys. Just to start to map this out. Yeah, 4 or 5 micros with a little bit wider stop loss, take profit. It's probably going to be reasonable. Probably going to be reasonable. Chat! Hey gang, what's up? Might buy an instant funded. Yeah, man. Is the activation fee for those accounts make them worth it? It's a question. It's a question that you have to decide for yourself, right? So I'm going to talk about 2 different accounts from Top 1, right? This is the deal they're running today. Buy one, get one free for the elite access accounts. So someone asked, you know, does the activation fee make it worth it for those, right? Here's the deal. You're paying $39 for an eval, right? Paying $39 for an eval. You're going to take some back end of the sword somewhere, right? There's no free lunch. We got some volatility coming in right there. We've got an incredibly cheap eval, right? And we've got an activation fee, and then we have other rules that, you know, make them a tighter funded account. But if you are someone with really low capital starting out, if you're maybe someone who's not consistent yet, if you're somebody that does want to try to pass evals and you want to work towards that, I think these can be a great option, right? There's really not much cheaper by way of evals out there. Sometimes you get other firms that shall not be named, the Voldemorts that run $19 evals and stuff like that, right? But you know, they're pretty solid, right? Other account types, right? Other account types that I think are really solid. From Top 1 specifically, the instant funded accounts. These are my favorite accounts from them. They are some of the best instant funded across the industry for anybody, right? And then last but not least, the flex style accounts, right? Lucid Flex, Tradeify, Select Flex, you know, multiple other firms, Top Steps model, right? You know, Alpha, Premium, all of the same style of no consistency rule in funded, minimum trading days in funded, 2 to 3 day to pass in the eval, right? You know, pretty inexpensive, no activation fee. These are all the same style. Really, really solid accounts. So like, what's the best? It just depends. Depends on what you're working on. If you want to check any of these out, guys, code RDF going to get you the best deal. Get rid of all of those now. But yeah, you know, a lot of traders will go, you know, well, this one's the best because of one reason, right? And, you know, there's 100 different rules for all of them, right? And they're all going to be slightly different. You know, what the best is depends on, you know, where you're at capital-wise, what your goals are, you know, what you're trying to go for. Man, consolidation at VWAP here, guys. I don't know about this one. I don't know about this one. What did YM do? Delayed data because I'm on the Lucid Live account, but looks like we cracked to the upside. Beautiful mean reversion, and now we are continuing lower. Just taking a look around the horn. ES, big push to the downside, similar to NQ. Pull back up, and the move that I was actually trading on NQ looked like it played out without taking me out here at VWAP. ES, right? Coming back down, right? If you look kind of equally where I was short on this, right in here for a continuation lower, back down here, you'll see this structure looks very similar. Just more bullish, bigger push up to the upside on NQ, MNQ here. Again, I'm going to trade MNQ here, guys, on the Lucid Live account. Just leave this up so I actually don't miss it. So bad right now. Rode the short on NQ with 3 micros, made $575, passing my Lucid. Blew up chasing. Mike, man. Might as well buy an instant funded. Yeah. If you can afford instant funded, I think they're great. I think they're solid, right? Guys, I'm waiting for a trade here. I'm trying to avoid myself, to keep myself from shorting this again, but this would be the trade. I'm really tempted to take this. Excuse me, not a 20-tick stop. This would be the trade for a move back down. I think we do one of two things here. We just drift higher. We continue to push to the upside, or we get this beautiful break and retest of VWAP for continuation lower. Was stopped out in here. We got consolidation. We got sellers putting up a fight. I don't know that I would want to run it with that tight. Yeah, this is going to play out right here in front of me. Trying to keep myself from doing something too quick, but you know, this gun to my head, this is the trade. Man. I'm gonna look for it in here. I don't want to be caught short in this market too many times. If we pulled kind of what we were looking for down here again, I might try it. There's a case where we just chopped today, right? To talk about this from a little bit higher time frame. There's a case where we just do this back and forth BS, kind of like we pulled, push to the upside, crack overnight high, push to the downside, crack overnight low, back to VWAP, and then we just pull one of these days, right? But first, I'm looking for a potential continuation out of this, New York session trend. Higher time frame trend, obvious, still to the upside, right? If you just want to play that. Yeah, I'm going to wait on this one. Gonna wait for another scalpy move. We're at current volume point of control. VWAP value area low right below. Man, this looks nice for a little dip down here. I'm going to try not to keep myself from taking a decent trade setup as it comes, but this is choppy overall. This is VWAP chop now. I'm going to wait on this one, guys. Miss whatever this next move is. Might as well buy an instant fund account. So let's talk about this. We were talking about that, guys, right? We're talking about different accounts, right? If you said, hey, Zach, right now, what's your favorite instant funded account? And what's your favorite eval style account? Right? I'm going to show you guys these right now. Me, personally, right? Instant funded account with top 1 futures. These are dangerous. They are slept on heavily. Look at the 50K account for 340 bucks. You have a $3,000 profit target where you're able to take out $2,500. There's no $3,000 in an eval and then $4,000 in a funded account to take out $2,000, okay? Yes, you have a consistency rule. Yes, they are more expensive. Yes, you have a soft breach daily loss limit, right? No intraday trailing drawdown at all, no activation fee, no challenge. Straight into a funded account. If you're consistent and you can trade slowly but surely to $3,000 before you lose $2,000, you can take out effing $2,500 with a 90-10 profit split. Another insane slept on one is their 150K. The price point on this is stupid, and the MLL is $6,000, not $4,500. Savage, right? Outside of that, flex style evals are my favorite right now for eval style accounts. This is what I trade across all firms. Lucid, right? Take Profit Trader is a little bit different because they have intraday trailing drawdown. Tradeify, extremely close here, right? Very similar. Different advantages and disadvantages. Back to trade and Tradeify pretty aggressively as well. But this is what paid me exceptionally well and got me into the live account that I'm loaded up here trading right now. These accounts are solid. 2-day to pass eval. One-time fee, right? No activation fee, no monthly fee. No daily loss limit. You can trade the eval very aggressively. $3,000 to pass, $2,000 max loss limit. End of day trailing drawdown. 50% consistency, so it's a 2-day to pass eval. Once you're into the funded account, $2,000 max loss limit, no DLL, no consistency rule. You can run it up on day one. You have 5 minimum trading days to pay out. The size of the profitable day depends on the account size. If you look at the 150K, it's $250. The 50K is $150. And then you are into payouts. You could take, on the 50Ks, you could take up to $2,000 per payout. 50% of your profit, right? This is, again, similar to Tradeify and Top Step, I would say, are the most similar to these, right? There's some other firms out there that have them, but this is what I've been running it up. So again, it just depends, right? It just depends. If you want a huge payout opportunity, which is, great for, more advanced traders. If you want a huge payout opportunity and you're comfortable with a longer to pass eval, right? 5-day to pass eval, and you want a $10,000 payout opportunity, not just $2,000 or $2,500 from a 50K account, take Profit Trader. You're going to deal with an intraday trailing drawdown in funded and a buffer that you have to get past. So again, there's no free lunch here, right, guys? It just depends. What's the best opportunity for you? So these are all extremely solid. Again, I'm biased. I'm partnered and affiliated with everybody on this list. So, do your own research, make your own decisions. Very important. Oh, last but not least, I was talking about, we were trading Alpha Trader on Monday. We were trading Alpha Futures, Alpha Trader on Monday, right? Just to talk about this real quick. I'm partnered and affiliated with these guys. I just started trading with them this year. I really haven't done too much. I loaded up a bunch of accounts on their new platform. These accounts right here, the premium accounts, they were super cheap. They ran 50% off on Alpha Trader, right? I still have them loaded up. I was showing you guys on Monday live that I was having issues. Like the stop losses were not in the right places. They were disappearing. Stuff was all over the place. I complained in my own Discord. I was talking to you guys honestly, not complaining, but I try to be honest to say I wasn't able to get a hold of support. It was taking a while. This morning, I woke up to an email from them that said all of the accounts that were negative from yesterday are reset. Anything that was positive is fine. So, it took me a while to get a hold of them, I think because they're overwhelmed. But I will say they did right. They fixed, essentially everything by resetting anything that was negative. So shout out Alpha Futures for, doing the right thing. New platform, Alpha Trader. It's a TradingView, integrated platform. We could look at it again if you guys want. We could scalp some evals with them, some funded accounts with them if you want. But I did want to follow up and say, they made that right. So again, they've got an aggressive plan, the premium plan, right? I'm going to see what I could do with that platform. I'm sure it's not 100% fixed yet, but I did want to share that they came back and reset some accounts, which was, I think, the right thing to do. Always good when it goes that way. If you're not going to blanket reset everything, you got to have the, the support to do it. Be careful out there. Now Miller is puking stuff off to move the market. Nice. Never use them to now. Oh, wait. There is no activation fee for Bogota. No, there is an activation fee. There is an activation fee. They aren't a bad firm, actually. Who are we talking about? Locked out a Top Step 600 on that. Nice. Yeah, if you guys have questions, comments, I'm reading the chat as we go. You know, we talked about a whole bunch of different people there. You know, I don't think most firms are bad. There's only a couple out there that I think if you were like, hey, like, I don't even have to say it, right? If there's a million red flags at one firm, if there's just crazy constant controversy and rule changes and drama and problems, right? You know, craziness, rules that are complicated and insane, and, you know, even though they've been around for a long time, it's just, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about without me saying it, right? I don't trade them. You know, I think there's opportunity at all firms. Maybe that's a great firm for you. You know, not for me. Outside of that, everybody else, you know, I think there's just different opportunities, right? There's plenty of firms that I don't trade right now. My funded futures, funded next, you know, there's other stuff out there, you know, and maybe they have a unique opportunity that's best for you, a platform that's important, or a specific rule that you find really, really important, you know, micro scalping, or, you know, the size of the positions that you could trade. So, you know, find the best opportunity for you. I can point out what I find is the best opportunities for me and display the results by taking dozens of payouts from them and getting moved to live accounts, right? And I could tell you where I struggle with certain firms. You know, cough, cough, take profit trader, intraday trailing drawdown is tough, bro. It's so tough. I will conquer that one day, but not yet. I've traded take profit trader. I've taken payouts from them, but I do find it very difficult to hold on to accounts funded with them. It's tough. But again, huge payout opportunity, right? So, you know, you give and take. But anyway, do your own research. Find the best firms for you. How do you trade? Maybe you trade very similarly to me, but not exact. Probably not exact, right? Nobody's going to trade exactly the same. You know, find stuff that works for you. Maybe you are a beginner and you say, you know what? I don't want to have to deal with the psychological difference of jumping from a, you know, eval to an instant funded account. So many traders struggle with that. You, if you're here and you trade prop firms, which you probably do, probably struggle with that, right? If you trade an instant funded account, you don't have that problem. You're just in a funded account from day one. You don't have to worry about going back and forth, right? You know, maybe you want to keep risk extremely low and you want to trade $39 evals, right? Because you're not passing accounts anyway and you're not taking payouts right now anyway, right? So you're not really worried about activation fees. You're not really worried about, you know, potential payout opportunities. You're just saying, hey, what's the cheapest account that I can get? Because I'm trading demo right now and I want to trade the absolute cheapest account that I can get my hands on. I want to short this market so bad, guys, and I'm trying to keep myself away from doing it again. I just now do not have the trade set up for this. This is just simple break and retest structure to the upside. We sold off really aggressively. We're recovering with this really clean V. I'm reading this as a lower time frame, you know, a lower time frame potential move back down towards these lows through VWAP. I've tried to keep myself from doing it, but I think I'm going to have to coming up here soon. We got Fed speakers talking. You know, we got more and more BS going on. I like that dip lower. This is more of a discretionary play here, but I may look to sell into some selling pressure here. Back to VWAP, chopping around. Overall, this is not a whole lot of movement. We got back up here and we just really haven't done much. You know, here's the range that we're trading in for since we hit VWAP. The last 20 minutes, we just haven't done much. We're coming back down. But I think I'm going to try to keep myself from fading this. I like it. It's not a really clean entry. It's not a really clean setup. So I'm going to try to keep myself from doing anything too aggressive here with you guys. But gun to my head, I'm short. You know, here comes the discretion and the intuition, the experience. The question is, do I want to pay to find out if I'm right or wrong, right? You know, is that a trade that I could put on consistently day in and day out? Kind of. But I already took an L getting short down in here. So I don't know that I want to take another one just yet. Again, kind of similar structure that I was looking for down in here, but this is just recovered now a lot. back to VWAP. So I'm going to stay patient. I'm looking for a follow-up here. Looking for more scalpy trades. I don't really have one right here at VWAP. Again, outside of a really aggressive short in here. Like I started to say, I'm gonna keep myself patient. That real. So if I get top 1 account, then get 1 free. No, go to the site. Use code RDF. Look at the rules that they have for the buy 1 get 1 free on the elite activation, elite access accounts. Elite access accounts. All right. Hanging on to my fingernails, which aren't that long. Top 1 has phenomenal support team. Awesome. Have you ever tried Goat Funded? No, I have not tried Goat Funded. I don't think I've ever heard of them. There's a lot of firms out there. I try not to stray too far to the extremes of, you know, what's out there, but no. Yeah, there's a lot of other stuff out there. Sitting patient, guys. Test the VWAP again. Buyer stepping back in. Aggressive push to the upside. Just setting something up here, guys, off screen. Here's what we got coming up, chat. Here's what we got coming up. How many people we got on here right now? How many people we got on here right now? $53 people, 28 likes. Jeez, damn, guys. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to make it real easy for you. It's 10:30. I'm looking for a follow-up trade. I'm trying not to do anything too stupid here. My discretion's screaming at me to short this, which I'm trying to avoid. Again, you know, fading a market that's doing this, you know, which I've already done once. I think I had good reason to do that for a continuation lower, right? Rather than just buying into selling pressure. The two beautiful trades on this today were a sweep of overnight high and a sweep of overnight low for that reversal. Really beautiful, right? It definitely does not always play out like that, but it's something that I look for over and over and over again. Happened early in the session as I'm still messing around with YM. If I had to take a follow-up trade, you know, this is going to be it. On a continuation back down towards the lows, if not chopping in here. I don't know that I want this one. And again, I don't know that I want to fade this. At least not yet. So here's what we're going to do. I'm waiting for another trade. I don't know we're going to get one, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to run a giveaway. Giveaway at... You got to smash the like button. Let's make it fairly simple, but hard enough where you guys all just don't hit the like button. Hit it. Giveaway at 70 likes. Must be in the free Discord. Link in the chat. All right, guys, this is what we got rolling today. Giveaway at 70 likes. We're going to be giving out some top 1 accounts today. Maybe some Lucid account. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll see. We're going to do a giveaway, man. All right. Smash the like button. I'll be right back, guys. Chatty big chat chat. What's up, boys and girls? What's happening? Let's see. What in the world? What in the world, chat? What the hell? All right. Let's see. Chat. I hate how the market goes from tradable to garbage in one candle lately. Yeah, I watched my screen recording. Trades of blue. Trying to go too heavy, make the last 75. Yeah, man. One candle did me in. Oh, link. We got to get the link going. Hold on. We got to get the link going. There's a free Discord in chat for you guys that are not in the 100% free trading Discord right now. Feel free to hop in. You got to be in there for the giveaway. Going to be giving out some prop firm accounts, man. Going to be doing it here live on stream. But to prevent the scammers and the spammers and everybody and their mother filling the form out 100 times, we're going to do it within in the Discord. Man, what is the move here with this? What is the move here with this? I'm still looking to fade this. I think I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to, guys. This is going to be a bold play, but I'm going to fade this. I'm going to run this short one more time. I'm going to fade this, guys. I gotta get a trade on here. Well, I technically don't have to. Well, no, I actually do. I do have to trade these accounts. I do have to trade these accounts. I've actually waited too long to trade them. I'm gonna get a trade on here. I'm gonna go stop loss way out here. I'm gonna trade 5 micros short. I don't think we have a lot of opportunity to the upside. I've just got too much of my discretion and intuition screaming at me to short this. So I'm going to allow myself to utilize that today. Do I think this is an absolutely beautiful short? Nope. I faded the market once and we pushed to the upside. We're chopping back above VWAP. I'm fading it a second time. Again, more discretion here on this one. I'm going to utilize that today. Not a ton of risk here on a Lucid Live account, but I've also just got too many prop accounts. I've got to get some trades on. And I hate to say that, it's an interesting dynamic that we have to deal with as prop firm traders, where we don't have that in live accounts. Like we can just wait as long as we want. You don't have to trade for minimum trading days. You don't have to trade a certain amount of times before you can meet a consistency rule or take a payout. But we do have that with prop firm accounts. So at a certain point, I got to throw something on. So that's gonna be my trade for the day. We'll see if we can't catch something to the downside here. Again, chopping back and forth, starting to consolidate up here. I like the way we continue to try to see sellers step in after sweeping highs. I'm looking for a break lower, even just a break down into this area, not a complete reversal where we just completely sell off into the lows. Watching ES and YM creep lower. I like that for this trade. But we're kind of sitting right here at volume point of control, VWAP, really, like not doing too much. A lot of risk to just get caught in choppy movements back and forth. We got some orders up here at the 750s. That wouldn't be great for my trade. We got some orders down here at the 87s. I like that for my trade. But that's what I'm gonna throw on here today. Again, I try to be open and honest and talk to you guys. Like, my bread and butter is YM, right? I really do like YM. I can get really scalpy on NQ, and it pays me, you know, it pays me well. It's aggressive, right? It's best suited, I think, for really aggressive low time frame scalping. You know, it's how I was able to do so dang well across so many different firms, as well as trading competitions, getting super aggressive, right? But the risk is being on the wrong side of the market multiple times on NQ, or somebody coming out and saying something crazy, right? You know, it's aggressive. But we're on MNQ with 5 micros. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too insane. But let's go ahead and run it up. You guys got 44 likes. What do we got here? 44 likes on the stream. 70 likes, and we're gonna run a prop firm giveaway for some. What are we gonna do? We're gonna do the elite access accounts. Where's the new elite access accounts? We're gonna do the elite access. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Whoops. We're gonna do the. I forgot you could do that. I forgot you could put a picture like within Trading View. Like what? I don't know what case you would want to do that, but I don't know. We're gonna do some. Elite access accounts here with Top 1 futures. If you want to check these out, these are an incredibly cheap eval style account for $39. They're buy one get one free. Okay. Code RDF gets you the best deal. I'm going to throw the link in chat right now as we start to sell off. I'm watching it here on the left-hand side. Trading through the 687s. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to throw this link in chat for you, boys and girls. Bang. Chat. Let's see what we got here, man. I'm looking for this nasty, stupid movement back down. Let's see what we get here, right? Like I said, man, I got a decent read of price action and market structure. You know, NQ, YM. I apply a lot of discretion to this stuff. Is this absolutely beautiful structure and price action? No. I think this was cleaner. I think YM, you know, for a mean reversion was cleaner. I think sweeping highs and lows was cleaner. But like we talked about, we get faced with an interesting challenge, an interesting dynamic with prop firms where we actually have to trade. You can't let them sit for too long. I try not to take just dumbass trades. You could always take a, you know, 1 micro trade if you want. But I've got these Lucid accounts sitting that I haven't really traded at all. I took a 1 micro trade in each of them for like $4 and $8. I've got to get some trading in. So let's see. Nice reversion back down through VWAP. I'm going to hang on to this. I'm looking for a crack lower here. Almost 200 ticks in profit. This is something I'm going to hold on to for a little bit longer. I got a pretty wide stop loss. Again, trading micros, so, you know, on a mini, there's $1,000. But I'd like to see this push a little bit more. Give me the crack lower to take everybody out all the way down in here. That's what I want to see. Not looking for this to roll over and turn it into a huge day. It's not really the play here. We can go for a scale out type of move if you guys want to see some of that, which I don't mind doing on NQ, especially since we got some micros on today. Or we're just going to retest VWAP and continue to drift to the upside, right? You know, that could be the play. Let's see. Yeah, guys, in the giveaway channel in Discord, once we hit 70 likes, that's gonna be the game plan. That's gonna be the game plan. Okay, you can't be in the giveaway of your YouTube. Well, I'm not giving away my YouTube. I'm giving away some prop firm accounts. But if you want to join the giveaway, you have to be in the Discord. I do that to prevent scammers and spammers and all the BS, right? Yeah, I think you guys got it. Hey, Zach, wondering if you could help me. Place a trade on my TopStep account, and it isn't showing my take profit or stop loss, but it should be. I'm unsure if I have a stop loss or take profit or not, but I'm confused. Wow. So if you're having an issue like that, first off, I'd record your screen, take some screenshots, and I would exit everything. I would close everything and contact them immediately. If you entered and you think you had a take profit and stop loss in with TopStep, but it's not showing, I would assume that you don't, right? First, and I would just get out of the trade, you know, and chalk that up to a platform issue. If you want to try to check, you can go in the orders tab down on the bottom on TopStep X and look and see if you have active orders, right? Like on the actual chart. You know, sometimes that can help you. Maybe. But usually in those situations, I would say start recording your screen just in case something goes wrong, and, you know, try to get yourself out. Yeah, I have it recorded. Okay, cheers. It shows my screen. I have automatically applied. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, man. For anything like that, it's really hard to know what's going on, right, Wardy? What I'd say is I live stream, right? So, you know, it's really easy for me to click start, you know, recording or whatever. I would encourage you guys, if you're trading with prop firms, if you're trading with prop firms, or if you're trading at all, have something to screen record, right? We all hear about platform issues. We all hear about data and prop firm issues, right? When you go to reach out to support and say something went wrong, right? My stop loss didn't hit. My order didn't fill. When I tried to cancel the order, you know, it didn't work, right? They are easily able to say, it's not nice when they do it, but they're easily able to say, no, we don't see that on our end. We don't think that happened, right? I don't think that actually happened, and, you know, you get nothing now. Screen record, right? As soon as you start to have an issue, take screenshots. As soon as you start to have an issue, start to screen record, right? You know, build evidence and data for, you know, what you have going on, right? I think that's really important to try to do. And you should pre-plan how you will do that, right? If you trade from your phone, do you have a screen recording app or some way you could do it on your iPhone really quickly, right? Like screen record. If you trade from your computer, maybe you use OBS. Maybe you use the preview, you know, tool or whatever. It's not preview. What's the other one on QuickTime, right? You screen record, right? Start taking screenshots. Really important. When you hand that over to them, it's a lot different conversation than when you say, you know, something's not working, right? Trade C, Alpha Trader, Project X, right? You know, Tradeovate had some issues, but all of those, I would make sure you're ready to screen record when something goes wrong, so you can reach out to their support, and if they are a halfway decent firm, you know, they give you the reset, they give you the, you know, the whatever, the accounts back. Again, I was talking about Alpha Trader, right? We can play around with it today if you guys want to. I'm trading some Lucid Live accounts here. I was showing you yesterday on the stream where they were having issues. They had widespread issues yesterday. It took me a while to reach out to their support and to get a hold of somebody. But like I said, they reset all of the accounts that had problems. They reset everything, which was great. They don't, you know, they don't always have to do that, but they acknowledged it, and I think awesome, right? You know, software is going to have issues. If the prop firm can do right by you, that's awesome. It's really good. So, good experience from that, you know. But be ready to defend yourself, right? Be ready to protect yourself. You should do this with everything in life. It'd be nice if we didn't have to. It'd be nice if everything just worked perfectly all of the time. We never had any issues, right? That's not what happens, you know? You want to try to align yourself with firms and software that doesn't have issues, that's more reliable, right? That's the goal. But be prepared for an issue to inevitably come and to document that issue so you can describe it. Reaching out to a support chat to say, my account was blown because an order didn't fill. And they say, okay, can you show me that? And you say, no, but it happened. You know, it's your word against theirs, right? And you have no leg to stand on, something like that. So. Having this problem with Tradeify now. Wouldn't recommend them to anybody. Why? What problem have you had with Tradeify? VAWD? VAWD379. I'm interested to hear. Because I like Tradeify. I've been trading with Tradeify. I'm assuming you're going to say it's a TradeC issue. TradeC is the new cloud-based, brand new platform that I've also heard a lot of people complain about and have issues with. Starting to get a rejection to the downside here, chat. I'd like to hold on to this one for a little bit more of a dip lower before grabbing some profit. 200 ticks in profit here. Nice. Let's see if we can't get a little flush here. See if we can't get a little more of a flush to the downside. I don't want to wait for a complete reversal. I don't know that I want to hold on to this thing for forever here. Again, trading a fresh Lucid Live account. We're starting to come off these highs. This is what I was looking for. I'm going to try to give you guys a target. I'm looking for a dip down in here, right? I think we still could trend to the upside. I'm looking for a little bit more of a dip down to this area of high volume right in here before I grab some profit. That's what I'm looking at here, guys. That's what I'm looking at here. You know what? You know what we could test today on TradingView? Let's go ahead and test this on TradingView. Let's test the scale out. Right? Haven't really done this a lot, but let's test a potential scale out. First and foremost, I want this thing to dip lower right here, right now. So I'm going to go stop loss to break even. I'm not a big fan of stop loss to break even, but I'm going to go stop loss to break even, you know, plus a couple ticks here. Done. Well, you know, we're over 200 points in 200 ticks in profit, you know, near that 1-to-1. I'm holding for a bigger trade. I don't care about a stop out. It's fine. But let's test something here. Let's say I wanted to scale out of close to half the position, right? In profit down around this level. This is how I would do it. Right here, right? This buy limit would close me out of 3, right? And then I would be still short 2 from this position. I would have secured some profit, and we can hold a runner. We can hold a runner for the, you know, the complete big sell-off, right? If we come back up and get stopped out, we're still stopped out for 5. One thing that I'm interested in that I want to see, and the reason I want to test this, I forget what the results were, if we could potentially get a little bit of a take profit hit. If not, maybe we come right back up and stop me out. I'd like to see if I do close out of 3 down here with a buy limit, a separate buy limit, if this gets decreased, if this gets adjusted to 2, the 2 short that are left. Looks like it might want to stop me out instead, but I don't mind testing this with you guys today. I forget what the consensus was on this. Choppy overall market. I'm holding for a continuation for a breakdown. This one, you know, potential target area right in here. This next area of high volume, I think that's pretty reasonable. If we just want to dip back up, you know, dip down below VWAP and chop, maybe we test up here and continue lower, but I'm going to be out for break even on this. I'll be out for a couple dollars. I'll be out for 6-7 ticks of profit. Protect having a losing day. Which it looks like it wants to do. Back and forth choppy ass movement here on NQ. But that's gonna be my play here today. Again, guys, back and forth, not getting my setup on YM, scalping on NQ, took a loss, scalping on NQ here. Nice trade. This did play in my favor quite a bit. Again, not really enough. I'm holding my trades a bit longer, maybe a little bit longer than I should in this. Showed me 221 ticks worth of profit. I'm going to throw this position tool on so I have it for later. That's really what I was looking for to the downside. Looks like it's going to be a stop at break even. But, yeah, that's the play for today, guys. Where's my actual entry? 75. Just want to adjust this so I have it for later. Sorry, guys, for blocking up the screen. Whoa, I don't want to do that. I wanted to do this. I can't do it. 0.25. Let's see what the market's got for me today. Let's see. Nice retest of this VWAP area. I'd be surprised if I didn't take a stop. I'm in by the skin of my teeth here. Again, I don't want to see this dip lower and then push higher. I'm not a big fan of stop loss to break even. Outside of a situation like this, you know, again, where I'm entered pretty high in this position here, in this market structure here. I've got, you know, a trade that showed me 55 points of profit on NQ, 222 ticks that I'm holding for, you know, a larger gain. I don't want to let that. I don't want to let that move against me, you know, and go back to stop me at break even. Excuse me, stop me for a full stop out. I'd rather save that capital and then move on to the next trade. Again, a little bit of discretion. This is quite a discretionary entry up here. So, we got 57 likes. You guys are almost there. You guys are almost there. Giveaway of 70 likes. Let's run it up. Let's run it up. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got, guys. I'm going to read what we got going on in chat. One thing I will have to do is close out this buy limit order if I get stopped. Great trade. Almost went long in my top step, but didn't trust the VWAP level. Could have shorted, but it was locked out. There we go. Now, really important. All right, since I had this buy limit set in here, stopped out for break even plus 6 or 7 ticks. Right. Got to cancel that order. Got to get rid of that. That is a naked order. All right. 2 trades, 1 L, 1 stop for break even. Keep watching the market, but this isn't doing too much for my day. This was the beautiful setup on NQ. This right in here on YM. All right, let's read the chat and let's do some giveaways. That's the game plan. Are we winning yet? Yeah, well, yeah, we're winning, dude. We're always winning. They have good rules, but it was problem with Trade-Evade. Interesting. Got off my laptop, went into sleep mode. On my laptop, went into sleep mode, and positions were open on my eval, and it blew the account. Interesting. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah, man, I don't know. Gotta call JP Morgan. I always check my orders, positions, everything after every trade, and there was no limits, nothing. It even shows trade was placed after my last session ended and ignore my last trade. Message to them and only responded to the point I made of Trade-Evade lagging and glitching for Apex and some people on Tradeify Discord. But they kept insisting there was no widespread issue. I reminded them again that there was a trade placed after I was logging out according to their screenshot and waiting for them to reply. Interesting. Really interesting. Was it a... no, we didn't do the giveaway yet, guys. We didn't do the giveaway yet. Sorry. We're still there. Where's the... Wait. Sorry. We didn't do the giveaway yet. Giveaway's coming. Giveaway's coming. Giveaway for some top 1 accounts is coming. Yeah, man, I would do what you can to reach out to their support, talk to them like you did. What kind of order was it? You know, right? Like, was it a limit order or a stop order or something? You know, I don't hear too much. I know Trade-Evade had issues as of recent. I don't hear too much by way of Trade-Evade like having ghost order fills or anything like that, but it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. So, interesting though. My end balance on Trade C is $400 over max. I'm not liking that kind of slippage. Wow. Wow. Micros, that's crazy. Tell me about the buy one, get one deal on top 1. We'll talk about that. All right, guys, let's do this. You got 57 likes. You didn't run it up, but you know what? We're going to be cool here. We're going to run the giveaway. We are going to do a giveaway. Where's my giveaway thing? All right, we are giving away Top 1 Futures Elite Access. This is wrong, okay, guys? Gonna be Elite Access accounts from Top 1 in the free Discord. The link is in the chat. Scroll up. If you can't find it, I'll post it again. It's posted in the giveaways channel. I'm gonna hit you guys with it right now. All right. Get the form filled out. Only fill it out one time. Don't spam it. Don't fill it out with your brothers and your sisters and your grandmas and your mothers and everybody's email. Don't do that. You're going to get banned from all the giveaways and all the fun stuff. Follow the rules, follow the instructions, and we will run the giveaway in 10 minutes. About 11, what did I say, 11:17? 11:18. 11:18 a.m. we will run the giveaway. All right, guys. That's the deal. If you're not able to find the link, boom. In the giveaways channel in Discord. That should be obvious. I have a lot of people that ask me where the giveaway form is. It's in the channel that says giveaways. Oh, man. Appreciate you guys hopping on. Kind of a slow week here on the live sessions, man. Slow week overall. I'm cranking out a lot behind the scenes, but I'd love to get something going here. Choppy as all hell. Early on NQ. Really early on NQ. In the first 15-20 minutes would have paid pretty nicely. Not much here outside of just guessing direction out of VWAP chop, which I'm really not a fan of doing. You know, I could hold a short for a move down. This showed me, you know, a bit of profit. The first short showed me a bit of profit, just not enough. Showed me this right here. Held on to that one for a stop. Not a lot here, man. Not a lot here. Just taking a look at YM, what we did on the 15. Ooh. Ooh. Drifted all the way down to that area of interest that I wanted off of the open. Look at that. Look at that. Chatty McChat chat. Is it actually... This is delayed. I actually like that for a long back up. Look at that prior week value area high. The magical levels. The levels are leveling, chat. Just readjusting here. Yeah, we just got some VWAP chop now. I'm probably not going to touch this, man. Slow week, man. Slow week on the live sessions. Going to be here tomorrow and Friday, trading live again. We'll see. Maybe we can't catch some bangers here. Nothing on YM and just chop on NQ, man. 2 L's and a break even. That's what I'm going to have for this week. That's not super exciting. But part of the game sometimes, man. Market not doing anything crazy for you, not setting up. Got to take some L's. Would love to pull up every day and win. Not what trading is, right? Despite everybody, or despite many traders, not everybody, despite many traders attempting to display that you pull up every day and win. You just scalp your way to $10,000 a day, and that's what trading is. Couldn't be farther from it in my book. Can you take your nice L's on the chin, not do anything crazy, take your break evens, not full port your account every single day and lose it, and work yourself towards profit? Sure. Absolutely, right? That's what I attempt to do. But a lot of trading is surviving. Talk about that a lot. A lot of trading is surviving. Surviving when the market's not setting up for you. Surviving when you're not executing well. Surviving just a boring trading session. Like, you just haven't really had that many setups. It's part of it, man. All right. 11:11, you guys got 5 minutes. Get the form filled out. I see you smashing the like button. Let me just change this because giveaway. Boom. All right. There we go. Now you guys know what's up. Link in chat. That's what I wanted to add to that. Go ahead, get it filled out. We'll get somebody funded with a Top 1 Futures 50K Elite Access account. That's the game plan, man. If you guys want to check it out. Oh, someone said talk to me about the buy one, get one free. It's buy one, get one free. Go to the site. I think it's... is it like a bundle? I think it's like a... One second. Buy one, get one free with code RDF. Let me just check it with you guys. Yeah, 39 bucks. 39 bucks and a buy one, get one free. That's the deal. Weird day on the markets all the way around. Yeah. Still live, Pam. Yes, morning. Massive move coming. Nasty nasty move at open, then nasty consolidation. Hope PF offers more of a decent move. Let's effing go. What's up? Been a little while. What's up, Max Mendez? What's happening, brother? What's going on, man? Appreciate you guys hopping on. Yeah, nasty moves off the open and then just VWAP chop. I'm not unhappy with being out of this, right? This was some movement. Tried this short for continuation lower, right? I think we stood the chance for not just coming back to VWAP and sitting and actually forming a little bit of structure, or at very least pulling back down, right? I'm fine with that L. This one, getting involved in here, I'm happy with that trade, right? You know, this was the second for a stop at break even. I don't want to be in this. Right? Was looking for a scale out down here, maybe to hold for continuation. Showed me some profit, but this is chop. This is just chop, right? And oftentimes you might get the direction right. You know, we might be ready to move lower coming up. You know, we're actually going to drift lower and maybe sweep lows down here, trade back to a little bit more of an area of high volume. But you know, what are we doing when we're doing this? We're chopping, taking out lows, right? Taking out lows, taking out highs, right? We just continue to do that a lot. And anything within here outside of trying to trade for the extremes for a move back in can be difficult, right? You can easily get stop losses run, right? You know, me sitting short from right here with a stop loss in here, what do? I might be right on the move, but first we're going to chop back and forth. We're going to take out stops, chop, and then go, right? So, you know, this can start to be difficult to trade. You know, classic VWAP chop, right? You know, area of high volume, volume point of control. We're now here for... yeah, an hour. It's dead. So, part of the game. It's part of it. Slow week. Slow week, man. That's what I got building so far. But we ain't done yet, man. It's only Wednesday morning. All right, guys, we got a couple minutes to a giveaway for some Top 1 Futures accounts. If you want to check out Top 1 Futures, link is going to be down below this video. And I'll throw it in the chat. Code RDF, going to get you the best deal. They're one of the few that have some solid deals running, man. They're one of the few that still have some really solid deals running. Link is in the chat. The other one that has really, really solid deals running right now is Lucid. 50% off all accounts, also with code RDF. If you want to check them out, I will throw that link in the chat as well. Solid accounts from Lucid, both on the instant funded and the eval side. I really, really, really like the flex accounts from Lucid. Absolutely solid, insane program. Hard to say anything bad about Lucid. Just like everything, almost everything is really good. Super fast payouts, super fast back-end dashboard that updates automatically. No waiting for accounts at the end of the day or anything like that. Great support. Just like everything is really, really good. Which is why I think you see so many traders like myself trading with them and taking payouts and then getting moved live and speaking positively about them, right? So if you want to check out Lucid, link is in the chat. Outside of that, I'm partnered and affiliated with others. If you want to check down below, or realdealfutures.com gets you all the info. As this market really just sits at VWAP here, man. Hot garbage. Anyway. Let's get ready to run the ducks. We're going to get some people funded, man. Let's see. We're going to get somebody funded. Let me not overpromise here. We got some responses rolling in. Remember, if you spam the form, I hope you step on a Lego barefoot. You're not my friend if you spam the form. No. You're going to get banned if you spam the form. If you use your brother's email and your cousin's email and your sister's email because you guys all trade, guess what? You're also going to get banned, okay? You know, one entry per person, per household, per family member, per you know what, you know? All right, this thing's taking a second to load. All right. Bro, Wani. Nobody say anything. Wani. Can you read? I think you can, right? On the screen now for the last 10 minutes. I'm just gonna be honest, you know. It says giveaway form live in Discord. Winners picked live 11:18 a.m. Eastern, which it is right now. And it says link in chat, right? So you would probably assume you join the Discord, right? Like it says link live, like giveaway form live in Discord, right? So you join the Discord because the link is in chat 47 times. And then when you get in the Discord, there's a couple channels, right? There's best deals, there's main chat, right? Where might the giveaway form be? In the channel that says giveaway, right? In the channel that says giveaway. I don't know if this is hard. I'm just like, is this difficult, Wani? Where did you not, you know, did you hop on really late and you just heard me say giveaway and you were like, let me just type in the chat real quick? Or were you like, I read that and I don't understand what it means. I just, or like, maybe there's a language barrier, right? But I'm genuinely curious because I seemingly have a lot of people ask stuff over and over and over again. And I think like, I don't know how we're going to be able to talk about trading and technical analysis and fundamentals and prop firms and all these nuanced details if we can't get on the same page with giveaways. I don't know, man. But help me out, Wani. How did we get lost on this one? I'm curious to hear. And just so you know, forum is about to close. So if you didn't make it in, man, you had an extra couple minutes here. But I don't know. I think I make it pretty easy to find the forum. But apparently not, man. Apparently not. Ah, Wani, you filled it out. Look at that. You made it in. Last person to fill it out. Awesome. I'm glad I saw your name on there. Again, man, I'm joking around, right? I'm just busting chops here, but I have that like question all the time. Where's the, how do I get it? How do I get into the Discord? Where is the link? Where, like, and I'm like, guys, like, how the F are we gonna trade profitably? How are we going to be competing with the best, smartest minds and financial institutions in the world if we can't find giveaway forms, if we can't get into the Discord, you know, based on just Googling Real Deal Futures, and there's one site that says Real Deal Futures, and my name everywhere, Real Deal Zach, that pops up everywhere. Like, where's the, like, people in the Discord is like, where's the live, right? And there's like live schedule where I post it all the time, and I'm like, how do we stand a chance, guys, to make money if we can't get this basic stuff figured out together? I don't know, bro. I don't know. Wani, there you are, bro. It's don't be sad. Don't be sad. Bro, confusion was if link is in chat or in Discord. Okay, yeah, I get that. I get that. That makes sense. Makes sense. But I don't know, guys. I think, here's what I'd say, guys. I think slow down a little bit before we run this duck race. Here, I'm gonna leave you guys with some sauce. This is a giveaway for a top 1 account. Again, guys, giveaways form is closed. No more entries. Okay. Here's the deal, right? Slow down a little bit. Slow down a little bit. Take a second to read. Take a second to look around, right? When it comes to people's live streams and giveaways, when it comes to just general things in life, when it comes to trading, right? Just take a second, slow down, take a look, right? Before, you know, because I watch Discords all the time. It's crazy the questions that get asked, right? Like I used to help a lot more in Top One's Discord. I read all of the other, you know, prop firm Discords. It's insane the questions that get asked over and over and over again. I don't know if it's just like people genuinely can't find the information they're looking for, or if they just want someone to tell them because they just want to like ask and be told, right? I'm watching this turn to the downside and what would have been a potential W on this short. But just slow down, right? You know, look for the information, you know, yourself. I think that will help you in all areas of your life. So that's my 2 cents for today. Good luck, everybody. 3 minutes on the clock. Wani, don't worry, brother. We're friends. We're friends, man. I think it will help you in trading, right? If you're here, you're probably trying to make money in the markets, right? You're probably trying to make money with prop firms. Read the rules, right? Go to the site, do your research, read through all of the frequently asked questions, every single one, right? If you don't do that, I don't think anybody stands a chance to make money. You know, read through all of the annoying, boring stuff first, right? You know, test things out before, you know, you're struggling and spending time sending messages and talking to support, right? You know, I think that will be helpful for everybody. Common trend I see with traders. So, anyway, 2 minutes on the clock. Let's see who's going to take this one for an Elite Access 50K account from Top 1 Futures. Let's see who's going to take this one. We did pop down here into this area that would have been a W, man. There's the no-go stop loss to break even. There's the case for not go stop loss to break even. Went stop loss to break even here. Didn't go stop loss to break even here. Would have been in a little W for a scale out. Potentially a move lower. Let's see. Let's see what this market's got. Let's see. Good luck, everybody. Best of luck. Sound audition time. Awesome. Yeah, we saw some of that in the Discord. You guys are funny. How many ducks is that? I don't know. I don't know, bro. 70 or something? 60, 70 ducks. Top of futures, baby. Let's go. Fingers crossed. Go me. Ducks. Thank you, bro. They don't even look is nice. Oh. Let's go. I don't give a duck. You guys are funny. Yeah, I saw you all got a lot of laugh. Everybody was saying laughing emojis on that conversation. Yeah, I don't know. I'm serious though, guys. I'm serious, man. You got to ask yourself these questions, bro. You got to ask yourself these questions, man. If we're struggling over here, I don't know how we're going to make money consistently, okay? We got to get through the basics first, right? We got to do basic 2 + 2 algebra before we try to do Calc 2, okay? I see a lot of questions about basic 2 + 2 algebra in all of the prop firm discords, and I think, man, how are we going to get over to calculus? We're so far from this, man. If you're asking about the most basic rule after you have a funded account, how the hell are you going to make it to a payout? You know, it's gonna be tough. No, anyway. Fast money formula out front. Caleb down to the bottom. Oh, stop loss is getting hit. Normal up top. In the middle. I can't even see who this is. Oh, Misventure Trading. We got a Discord OG. And I think he or she was here in chat also just a second ago. Yeah, we got W's in the chat. We got W's in the chat. Don't go anywhere. I don't know. Don't go anywhere, guys. Hang on. Hang on. Let's see if we followed instructions. I think you're here in chat. I would be shocked if this person wasn't here because I think they just commented. But there we go. Normal. That was a funny reaction. W's, W's, W's. All right. All right, guys. All right. Here's what I think. Here's what I think. I think we run it back. I think we run it back for another one. We got a W from Ms. Venture Trading. We're going to take this one out of the race. And we're going to run it back for another. We're going to do a buy one, get one free giveaway for the $39 evals. These are cheap. I'm going to hit these guys up to give me a couple to give away. So, 3 minutes on the clock. Round 2. Fight. And guess what? I'm going to say this now. I could tell who was here for just the giveaway because right at the end, right towards the end, before I said we're going to run a giveaway, the viewers dropped by 10. I'm telling you right now. Guys. If you're not here in the chat to claim it, I'm going to give the winner, let's see. Let me throw it out there now. I'm going to give the winner 120 seconds. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. 2 minutes from the start, from the end of the race. If you're not here in the chat, you ain't getting the account. It's on the form. It's everywhere. It's in the Discord. If you're not here on the live stream, I got to assume you filled the form out somewhere 2 times, or you hopped off immediately after the first one. This is for the people that are here. So let me tell you now, guys. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Because I saw the views drop. Whoa. Balloons. I didn't mean to do that. I saw the views drop. So if those people hopped off, I'm just saying. They were here for the first one. They're not going to be here for the second one. All right, let's see, man. As a real quick look at NQ, chopping around, man. No real continuation lower. Straight choppy, man. Come on, CFO, my lazy duck. Me wear balloons. I thought. Oh, you guys are funny. It's funny. Can't find my duck. Yeah, I don't know. You do like the thumbs up and stuff. You know, it's all of the screen recording crap that we use that has that. Let's see who's got this one. Let's see who's got this one, man. Let's see if they're here. I don't know. We're going to see. $15 seconds to go. 30 MD 30. Mike. Got a couple names in here. Marco. Yash in the bottom. Capital Mike. Oh, stop loss is getting hit everywhere. Wait a minute. Down on the bottom. Kind Niels out of nowhere. Kind Niels. All right. We're starting the timer right now. 2 minutes on the clock. This is a Discord OG. They're always there. This person I think is going to be here. I think this person's going to be here. We got Discord OGs winning. I'd be surprised if these guys weren't here. Let's see who we got. Let's see who we got here. And let me mark it down so I don't mess it up. Remember, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere too quick, guys. I don't know. We're gonna have to see. Remember, if you want to check out Top 1, buy one, get one free right now. The $39 Elite Access BOGO deal. Crazy. Giving these accounts out like candy. If you guys want stupid cheap evals, I think they're a good option. Do they have downsides and activation fees? Of course. Of course. There's no free lunch. All right. Awesome opportunity for the instant funded as well. You can see all of the accounts that are scrolling across the bottom of the screen. All right. Kind Nils. He's here. W's in the chat. Throw the W's in the chat, man. Gotta run. Awesome. Appreciate you guys for hopping on, man. Thank you for being here. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. So far, absolute Chop City here on, there we go, W's in the chat. Absolute Chop City here on NQ. Took a L and a break even today. Super boring live session as far as trading goes. Waited for that patient move on YM. I'm curious to see if we pull all the way back up for that initial area of interest. Kind of like drifting back down here, so maybe not. Tried my hand here on NQ. Just didn't get what I needed. Overnight low, overnight high. Those were the beautiful reversion areas. Beautiful. Beautiful, man. I might have to start... it's a goal. I'm marking up YM a little bit earlier and start watching NQ off of the open. We'll be talking a lot about that next week. Anyway, guys, appreciate you being here. Thank you for being here. Y'all are awesome. If you want to win more accounts, if you want a chance to win more accounts, I'm going to be here tomorrow and Friday, probably giving out prop firm accounts. If you want in on that, hop in the free Discord. Link is down below this video. Link is in chat. Link is everywhere. Go to realdealfutures.com and hop in. More than happy to have you guys there. If you want the best deals on prop firm accounts, software that I use, everything, also realdealfutures.com. Realdealfutures.com. Code RDF, going to get you the best deal everywhere. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, Thursday. Yeah. We'll be here tomorrow. What's today? Wednesday? Yeah, be here the rest of the week. Live all the rest of the week right here. 9 a.m. Eastern. YouTube Kickin' X. My bad. I don't know if I saw like Wednesday. I said Wednesday and Friday or something. But that's the game plan. Hop in Discord. If anything changes, I always keep you guys updated, right? I'm a human and I have life stuff going on as well. So if anything changes, I keep you guys updated. Talk to you soon. Quick disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is suggestion or recommendation to anything at all. Make sure you do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop from accounts, and the affiliate and partner disclaimer. This is I stand to make money from links and codes in my content. Like code RDF and others, can't be unbiased. If I stand to make money, which I do, important for me to note that. If you're doing your own research, make your own decisions. Appreciate you guys being here. Have an awesome rest of the day. Trade safe through this chop. Best of luck here. Best of luck here, guys. Talk to you soon.